Hopkinsville. There it is.
That's beautiful. They're getting close.
Now, it's yellow. Is that, we had purple, does that mean something there?
Well, the previous one we saw that was purple was calcium K. It was a blue kind of light. This is actually more of a white light, continuous. Yeah. But the thing to remember is sometimes the different filters you use will change the color just a little bit. But what we're seeing here is really more visible, broader spectrum white light.
Okay. White light.
Let me, John, you gotta have some cool stuff on social media.
This is a good question, guys. Mark from Facebook's asking, and this is what really applies right now. When observing the moon at night, I see it proceed from eastern to western horizon, much like the sun does. How come the solar eclipse is traveling from west to east across the U.S.?
Well, again, that's because when we're looking at the moonrise, that's actually because of our location on the Earth and the fact that the Earth is rotating from west to east, the same reason that the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. But the moon itself is moving in the same direction the Earth is rotating, and it's casting that shadow down on the Earth, and that is moving in the direction that both the moon is orbiting and the Earth is rotating. So from west to east.
Okay, so the total eclipse has now passed over half the country. It's currently over Illinois, and I think we're going to have some views coming up shortly. But what I really want to do here, guys, is this has been really incredible. I want to give a shout out to the College of Charleston. Make some noise. Yeah! Oh, we're loving it here. So now we've got live video coming to us from Hopkinsville, Kentucky. It's a small town that's known for southern hospitality, like Charleston, and it's also a prime spot for viewing this total solar eclipse. Hopkinsville is the city with the longest duration of the total solar eclipse, for a total of 2 minutes and 40 seconds of totality. NASA's Marshall Space Flight Center, Brian Massey, I'm so excited. What you got, man?
Dwayne, we're just as excited as you are. We are here in Eclipseville. Say hello, everybody. Oh, we're having a great time. I'm surrounded by 1,000 of my best friends. We're getting ready. It's starting to get a little darker already. We're also joined here by NASA Marshall planetary scientist Renee Weber. Renee, thanks for joining us.
Thanks. It's really great to be here. I just want to say thank you to the city of Hopkinsville for having us out on this beautiful farm in Kentucky, and we're just all really excited.
Yeah, definitely. It's a lot of fun. The light's starting to fade, and the excitement's getting bigger. We are at the point of greatest eclipse here at Hopkinsville. Renee, tell us a little bit, what's the significance of that?
Well, the point of greatest eclipse is actually a point in time when the axis of the moon's shadow is pointed most directly towards the center of the Earth. Great. So we are at the point on the surface of the Earth where that time occurs.
Exactly. The shadow will actually be more circular here than anywhere else in the country, correct?
That's right. And it's getting really dim, and we are just so close. It's incredible.
Yeah, this is amazing. We can't wait to break out in the darkness. We've got our glasses out. We've been looking up at it. You can see now on the screen our live telescope view, and this is just amazing. Everybody is really enjoying it. We've got people from all over Kentucky, people from all over the world have joined us here, as this is Eclipseville, USA, and we are just a few minutes away from total totality. But before we get to that point, Renee, tell us, you're a planetary scientist and you specialize in the moon, a lunar scientist. How does the eclipse really speak to what you do?
Well, it is pretty cool to look up there, and when you're seeing that sun get dimmer and dimmer, it's because the moon is up there. Right. And I like to tell everyone that you're really looking at the moon when you're watching a solar eclipse, and it's just getting dim, and it's starting to get a lot cooler too. Yeah, it's incredible.
Crazy. This is my first solar eclipse. Renee, have you ever experienced one?
This is my first total eclipse too. I've seen partial eclipses, but I've never had a chance to see totality before, and I'm just so excited.
It's amazing. The light is starting to fade as the moon steps in front of the sun here, and it's already just a really eerie feeling here, getting dark in the middle of the day. But we're really excited about it, and we're just a few seconds away. I've lost my counter, but I'm going to look back at the sun while I still have the opportunity. Wow, that is absolutely amazing. We're down to just a thin sliver of the sun. Renee, what do you think about this?
I can't believe it. It's just, it looks incredible, and it really is starting to get dim, and nobody even needs their sunglasses, just your eclipse glasses, and you can see that beautiful crescent sun.
Wow, this is absolutely amazing.
We're just really looking forward to that for a chance. We got no clouds here in the sky, and you can see some airplanes up there, but that sun is just getting smaller and smaller.
Yeah, it's definitely a Hopkinsville, Kentucky Chamber of Commerce sponsored day here in Eclipseville. There's not a cloud in the sky, and it's amazing how it's gotten so much cooler here since the sun started covering up started being covered.
Yeah, it's nice to have a break from that hot southern sun.
Yeah, definitely. We've been sweating it out a couple days here in Hopkinsville getting ready for this.
We're getting really close now.
So what exactly are we looking at here, Renee?
Well, we're just about close to 100%. It's just getting smaller and smaller, and it's getting dimmer and dimmer, and hopefully soon we'll have a chance to see those Bailey's beads and that diamond ring.
Right.
That's when you can actually see the light shining through the moon's valleys. And the moon's not a perfectly smooth sphere. It's got that rugged surface, and you can see those sun rays shining through those mountains and valleys and craters.
Wow.
It's looking like we're about 1 minute out now, and it's just getting smaller and smaller.
Wow, this is amazing.
The crowd's getting really excited too.
Hey guys, who back there is excited for the solar eclipse? Wow, it's getting closer.
Wow. It's just getting really close to nighttime. It's incredible. It's like very dim.
Definitely it feels like dawn or dusk here in Hopkinsville right now as it's getting closer.
Come on.
And you can see on our feed, there's that tiny, tiny little sliver left to go. And it's really starting to get dark now. Wow. It's like
Goodness
dusk.
gracious.
And you can see the pink color around the horizon. Whoa, it's like a sunset. It's beautiful. It's going. It's going. Just that tiny, tiny last sliver. Oh my goodness.
And we are in total solar eclipse, and this is absolutely breathtaking.
Yeah, you can see the corona, that beautiful white wispy crown coming out from the sun in all directions. And we can see airplanes, and I think I see Jupiter in the sky over there. I think I can see Jupiter.
Wow.
And I see other planets too, and stars.
I can only imagine in ancient times what this must have been like.
I know.
Out of nowhere. I am covered in head to toe in goosebumps. A complete chill.
I know, I am too.
Body.
I just can't believe we finally got a chance to see it. I mean, it's one thing to read about it, but it's another thing when you get to see it yourself with your own eyes.
Guys, we're going to take a break here just a second. We're going to step back and fully enjoy this and hope you enjoy our feed on the telescope. Eclipseville. It has definitely lived up to
And now
its
we're
name.
getting that diamond
Here we
ring
go.
on the
We've
way
got it coming
out.
back. The moon is stepping aside
And
from the
now,
sun. It is getting
totality's over.
brighter. Totality has finished here at Hopkinsville. Wow, that was absolutely amazing, Renee. Can you even try to put it in words?
I can. I mean, I just have goosebumps all over my body.
Wow, this is amazing. We can see the birds flying around in the
we can
distance.
see the sun starting to come out and it's getting bright again.
This is amazing.
It's really a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity
Yeah,
until the
definitely.
next eclipse
Yeah,
that we'll
exactly.
have only 6 years away. We get to see it again.
Wow, we'll be there.
Yeah.
We will be making
Without
our
a
way.
doubt. I think I'm hooked. I'm an addict.
We have sat in meetings preparing for this for the last 2 or 3 months, and now that it's actually here, it's completely 100% lived up to its billing, and I can't imagine, I can't believe what just happened.
It was just amazing. We were so worried about the weather and the the broadcast and making sure our telescope was set up and everything went smooth, and we just had a blast.
Wow, this has been absolutely amazing. Folks, we have really enjoyed it. It's been a great time here at Hopkinsville, here at Eclipseville, USA. Now time for us to send it back to Clarksville, Tennessee, where our good friend Chris Blair is standing by for their reaction to the eclipse. Chris?
Well, I think he meant Charleston, not Clarksville. So let's bring it back here at Eclipse Central. There's only one Eclipse Central, and it's here in Charleston. Yeah, okay, so the hits just keep on coming through the eyes of NASA. Now, let's continue. Now, these are going to be pre-recorded views from the high-altitude WP-57 aircraft. They soar high above the clouds that could potentially block the views of today's eclipse. And they're chasing the total solar eclipse. They're mid-wing, long-range aircraft used to conduct high-altitude research. So let's go to these pre-recorded views.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What are we seeing here, Alex?
So right now we're looking at these specially fitted cameras. They're on the nose cone of the WB-57, and these are designed to look at the corona, and they're also designed to look at Mercury. They're taking thousands of images every minute and processing this data to give us an extended view, because up there at 50,000 feet, it's 20 to 30 times darker than it is here on the Earth. Because there's a lot less scattered light. So this is a really unique opportunity. As those two planes fly in tandem, they give us about 8 or more minutes of a view of the corona. Now, the other thing they're actually looking at is, because they're so high up, it's very cold, and that allows them to take infrared observations. And in this case, Mercury is very close to the sun, and they can take infrared observations of Mercury to see the temperature change as Mercury is rotating.
That's amazing. So we're going to come back with that. But let's go, now let's go to Clarksville and see what's going on there.
All right, thanks and welcome back. We're excited to highlight some of the student science and the STEM aspect of this solar eclipse. We have several students joining us right now. Would you please tell our audience your name and what school you go to?
My name's Eliza Dellert. I'm from the University of Alabama, Huntsville.
And what club or group are you with?
I'm actually with the Space Hardware Club.
All right, and you guys have been launching balloons all day today. Tell us about the scientific payloads and the instrumentation.
Well, on our first balloon, we had a Geiger counter counting alpha, beta, gamma particles. We also had a pointing payload to get stabilized camera footage along the way. We had some hops from one of our local breweries. And then we, on our second balloon, we had a live streaming payload. So that was cool. That was probably our biggest project, thanks to Alabama Space Grant and National Space Grant. And so we were really excited with all of our experiments. They went really well.
Excellent. Well, we're glad you came here to do this. We appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
Thank you. And so that's University of Alabama in Huntsville. And so we also have another student joining us from the Space Camp, U.S. Space and Rocket Center in Huntsville, Alabama. Tell our audience, please, your name, and I just said who you're with. So tell us your name, please.
I'm Stephanie Bonifield. I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
And you're with the Space Campers. What have they been doing all weekend long to get prepared for this eclipse?
Well, the day before we left, we did a whole bunch of eclipse stuff. We did classes about what the eclipse is and like what we'll experience, and a lot of safety stuff. They didn't want anybody like burning their retinas or anything, so we did a lot of that. We talked about what experiments we'll be doing. We set up the shadow band boxes that are over here that are out of the shot, but we recorded, hopefully, some interesting data about what was happening during totality, so that's pretty cool.
So you guys will go back and go over that data a little bit. Tell us about the students. Where are they from? It's not just students from Alabama.
No, yeah, we have students from all over the country and even all over the world. We have students just in my team who are from like Spain. We've got someone from Norway, all over the world. It's crazy. There's a girl in another group who's from Mexico and a boy from Mexico, and they were like talking to each other in in Spanish the other day, and that was really neat, just meeting other people from other cultures. So you really get a neat experience at camp.
Absolutely. Education is global. And so lastly with you, give us your first reaction to viewing the solar eclipse.
It's just really crazy. It is daylight here, and it was daylight before, and then the eclipse kind of comes in slow, and it's just like a glowing ring in the sky. It's incredible. It's so hard to explain. And then the lighting, it's not like dark like at night. It's like this kind of almost eerie sort of ambient lighting, and there's a sunset everywhere. And then after totality, like right after, it was like somebody turned daylight back on. The moon just moves away and it's light again. It's really awesome.
No, absolutely. It's exactly what happened. So thanks. We appreciate your time. Yeah. Thanks a lot. So we got one more student joining us. It's from the Inspire Project. Please tell us your name and what school you attend.
I am Robert Allsbrooks, and I attend Chesapeake Math and IT Academy in Maryland.
And tell us a little bit about the science experiments and research you were working on while you were here.
I was working with the balloons, and I was also working with the shadow bands and the ham radio.
All right, and how about your first reaction to the solar eclipse?
It was just amazing. When I saw the sun go away, and it almost went pitch black, and I just looked up, and it was just a ring around the sun, and it was amazing. That's all I have to say.
I appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
On behalf of everyone here at Austin Peay State University and NASA's Marshall Space Flight Center, thanks for letting us be a small part of this wonderful event. Right now, let's go back live for continuing coverage of this eclipse from Charleston.
Thank you. We are having a great time here at the College of Charleston, but we've got more images coming here.